Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Thanks very much for watching. Good morning, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's April 11th of 2022. My ex-wife just left for a doctor's appointment. I think this is the cancer doctor. She had cancer a few years ago. Luckily, she did not have any trouble with the medicine, chemo, the chemo medication. In the 70s, 72 or I think around there, for a few years I worked for a hospital and they had a small cancer unit. And I was working as a security officer. And the patients back in the 70s, I think they started out with chemo. And so they would, come to the hospital. Parking was a problem. Major problem. Hospitals always have that problem, it seems like. I've had, you would not believe the problems with parking. But anyway, these people would come. All of them seemed like they were really nice people for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not sure if they were just that way, or if part of it was the problem they had, and they'd come and we'd make sure that we found them a parking spot. I was in charge of the day shift. I was a security supervisor on the day shift, and I had 7 parking lot attendants that I was also in charge of. And we did everything we could to, help them get in and get out or whatever. Anyway, these people would come, and they would be okay. I mean, they'd, be okay. They'd get out, they'd talk to us, or whatever. Then they go in for the treatment. When they came out, the person, the guy, maybe you say a man, the guy would drive, with his wife, and then she'd have to drive home because, and they counted down how many treatments they had to have. And they were so happy when the chemo treatments ended, and then they started the radiation treatments, and then it was the same thing. Things have improved tremendously. Of course, that's a long time, the 70s to today. But things have improved so much. And my ex-wife, she didn't have any problems at all. And the doctor told her, you can eat whatever you want to eat. And she didn't get sick. And she still mentioned, when I had that cancer, the doctor said I could eat anything. It's like, sort of like okay to be a 600-pound woman or something. There was a TV show that I hated that she watches television 24 hours a day, 7. She falls asleep with the remote control in her hand, and then occasionally she'll wake up, and then some of the things some of the shows stuff that she, that she loves, I hate. And unfortunately, she'll fall asleep watching something, and I'll go into her bed is the dining room. She has the dining room. The kitchen, of course, is right there. So I'll go in, and she'll be asleep, and something will be going full blast. And then I take the stuff, over here to, to eat it. And then I need to go in for something else, and the thing is going. And then the thing will end or whatever. And, she'll wake up and, rewind it. to the thing, and I ended up seeing the same show and a 600-pound woman, or a 600-pound person, or whatever that show was. I did not like the doctor at all, and of course she thought he was just wonderful. But I actually think he must have been a good doctor, because I checked him because I wanted to prove to her, hey, you know, this guy's been sued a bunch of times or something. I looked it up, and I think he had one lawsuit or something. And he was board certified in not just removing fatty tissue or whatever, but he was certified, and he would do some operations on somebody in order to get them ready so he could do so anyway, I was wrong about him. Anyway, she's gone. My daughter Hillary, you know, went with her. Hillary has a car, and Hillary hauls me around to my doctor's appointments, stuff like that. Darlene can't get into the car. She has to have a wheelchair vehicle, or she uses a transportation service. This is Fort Worth, Texas, and it's very reasonable, actually. And actually, a few years ago, I was in much better shape than I am now, but I still had I was using the regular bus system, you know, city bus. And halfway from here, halfway to the top, half a block, I just did not know if I was going to make it up there, because you could catch the bus up there. And so what I started to do, because the way the bus service runs here is, and I forget now which direction, for half the day the bus comes such and such, and it covers the same thing, but then for half the day it goes, you know, the other. So what I would do is just make sure I would catch the bus in say the morning. And but anyway, I went to my doctor, and that's before I switched several years ago to his physician assistant, a female. I'm not sure they call it physician assistant, but whatever it is, they're basically a doctor. They just don't have the MD. But anyway, I went to him, you know, of course, and I had everything filled out on like 2 pages, not very much. And I said, could you sign this for me? That way I'll be able to use this transportation service. No, you don't need that. You know, you don't need the service. I thought, you know. So, because see, they come to the door here. It's still a little, and you pay more than what you'd pay if you were riding the bus, you know. But for this service, they come to the door. Anyway, also my ex-wife, when she came home from when she went for the chemo, when she started the chemo, she was able to stand up, and she was, I forget, she wasn't actually wheelchair bound. She was an accessory or whatever. When she came back from her operation and whatever, she said that she was, you know, and I said, no, you know, you can do it. She said, I said, I'll hold you. Just stand up. She said, I can't walk. My feet tingle, you know, and I said, I'm not talking about walking. Just stand up. Oh, no, I can't do that or whatever. And like even here, you know, she uses her wheelchair to get into the living room, where she has her desk and her computer, and she sits in the wheelchair, which they're not comfortable. The sides push in on the things push in on your thighs and stuff. But she refuses to. I mean, what do I know? I just worked hospital security for 30 years and had to have mandatory in-service training for a few hours once a year on how to pick up patients and how to get them in and out of wheelchairs. I mean, all this kind of stuff, you know. She knows more than, you know, than I do. And, you know, so then that if she was, you know, and she wouldn't like slide, you know, there's a way to slide over into a car from a wheelchair. There's ways to slide over onto, you know, an office chair from a, you know, but she would not listen. But how did I get on that subject? By the way, so anyway, I'm home alone, except for our cat, who has evolved to just wanting food, you know. And I have to be careful. When she wants food, if I try to pet her or something or other, she'll take a snap at me, and my legs are not, you know, I do not have good circulation in my legs at all. With diabetes, you die from the feet up. But anyway, I removed a bunch of things that I'd paid for, and some of these video editors and things like that I had paid for many times. Sometimes I even forgot that I had bought them. And two, what I think most all of them did was, you know, one thing they do is, you know, hey, here's this such and such great program. And I think usually they were always good. But then before long, it's like, well, we have a new version out. And I spent a fortune. I could have bought, you know, paid for $400 or $500 for a video editor, because I think I ended up paying that over the years. Then the other thing they do is, you'll see some good deals, and you buy, say, the video editor, and then you want to do something with the video, and they'll say, well, a thing will pop up to convert from, you know, MPG to KVI or something or whatever, and that's a special program that you have to buy, and it just goes on. It just goes on and on. One company that I think a long time ago I recommended, hey, this is a neat, you know, place, and they had about 15 programs that, you know, oh, you want to do such and such? Well, that's a different program. Anyway, I am signed up for Adobe Premiere, whatever it's a very small amount of money, actually, for access to all those great programs. I think I just downgraded partially, I believe, after paying monthly or something and never using it. So, but Adobe Premiere, okay, I know I was not using the thing, and so you time out on me. Let's see if we can get back to it. Okay, I believe for this program now, for $9 a month, I can get Adobe Premiere Pro. I used it a few times, but very sparingly, not so. But everybody says that it's an excellent program, but I never used it enough to find out. My philosophy is keep it simple. I don't want to have to spend hours, and in the past I've bought like books, numerous books like on Linux, the big thick things, and then, okay. Okay, this is a bad advertisement. Yeah, they're not a very good, but I used it in the past. I think it was sort of complicated for me. I'm not a smart person. I was thinking that I was going to spend $9. Okay, Apple, no. Final Cut. Apple iMovie now. I finally do have, I made a trade with a guy, I do have, and I'm not, now that I got it, messed with it a few hours, it's been just sitting on the shelf. I've got a Apple, whatever it is, you know. And yeah, these things that are free trial, I mean, too, sometimes you have a hell of a time finding, okay, what is the, how much more do I have to, you know. But, you know, the iMovie is on the, you know, been on the iPhone for a long, or for the, the Apple iPhone and that type of stuff. And really, it's a terrific, apparently a terrific little, when I went to Washington, D.C. about 5 years ago, I think, or whatever, for a couple of weeks, my daughter was, you know, we were out there, you know, walking around in Washington, D.C., and we'd get back to the place, you know, their place, and in 10, 15 minutes she had made an Apple, you know, made a video. They're on my site here, by the way. I think it's under playlist Washington, D.C. or something. So, you know, if I had, I really don't want a laptop, I don't want a laptop really, you know. Maybe if I had a really expensive one, I bought a couple of laptops, and, you know, didn't like the trackpad. My hand would be laying on the trackpad and doing, you know, and the keyboard was not, but what I would, what I'd love to have would be the Apple, like, desktop. So you have their monitor, and then you just plug stuff into it or whatever. I'd love to have that. And I would use the Apple iMovie for sure. Okay, Cyberlink, I paid for this, or I remember this. I should write down, let me check the prices here. Oh, Windows 11 are compatible. I'm running Windows 11. Fastest video editor. Large format support. By the way, my last video was 4K. Let's see, that I uploaded here. PC editor's choice. Let's see. These things always have 30% off, 50% off or something. And it kind of makes me think that these are the ones that, you know, before long there will be an update that you just think you have to have. And of course I used very little and very simple, you know, amount, and I upgrade anyway, you know. Let's see, mask and blend, keyframing, and I'm not even sure what, smooth animated, you know, I never use any of these Chrome key. I've used the Chrome thing a few times. I pay for a royalty-free stock library now. I forget how much I pay, but I've used it. Well, that was the, one of their sounds was the modem you would hear at the beginning of my video or something. Kind of rare for me to, I really don't use any of this stuff. I shouldn't even be screen recording now. There you go. I don't remember using, I'm pretty sure I used this screen recording. Capture, edit, and share video demos and tutorials to become the next YouTube star. Okay, now they got my interest, you know. Let's see, move, capture, edit, go. This does look good. Finish your project in no time. True 4K, Sony, multi-camera. It sounded good. Okay. I object to the thing that, it's like, whoops, how did I get it? Okay, it said, oh, okay, maybe I can click on products and it'll give me a price. Yeah, I hate these things where just tell me the price, you know. Okay, now they got a bunch of different suites, to choose from. So, Director Suite 365, 30% off, $7.50 a month. Okay, that sounds like something, but then they got, okay, PowerDirector 365 for professional creators, $4 a month. Probably you have to pay a year ahead of time or something. PowerDirector 365 Business, PowerDirector 365, $12.50 a month. UCam 9, the best webcam software for Windows, 30% off. It looks like it's a one-time payment, but I'm sure that, let's see on that. That's something that the best webcam software for streamers, businesses, and home users. Twitch, YouTube, used with popular streaming services. UCam is a perfect companion to Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Make it your virtual camera when using OBS Studio. It'd be better if all these things were in one. See, products, downloads. Software updates. Okay, wait a minute. UCam 9, okay, it's $34.99. That, that's something I could afford and something I could probably, use. UCam 9, PowerDirector. Okay. Oops. Okay, Cyberlink PowerDirector. I think I paid for that too. Fast fold featured. Mac OS, Windows. I do like the idea, that you could use it on a Mac or use it on Apple or Windows. I do like the idea when they do that. Let's see. Check the price. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I just checked that one. I couldn't find. That's the same one I checked, and I don't think I could. Oh, it says buy now, starting at $4.08 a month. Wait a minute, look at this. PowerDirector for Windows. Offer ends. It always ends too. They have this thing up, you know, $4 a month, and then there's the amount's $48. So I think they want you to pay by the year. And then, of course, the next step up is $89 a month. Okay, let's see. Cyberlink is Corral Video Studio Ultimate. I've paid for that. DaVinci Resolve. They have, I think, a version that's like free. You know, I think it's actually free, but it must be, yeah, it's free, but you're not going to be able to do anything with it really, because look at the price here, it's $295 at Amazon. Okay, Corral Video Studio Ultimate. Yeah, I've purchased that. I know you're sitting there shaking your head. No, he did, you know. Yeah, I did. It looks like that's $80. Movidia, I just deleted this, by the way. I used it for quite a while. Movidia Video Editor Plus. It looks like the price is $60. I actually I've used it for quite a while, but it just got where, and what they did, which really pissed me off. My cold call got. What they did, man, that pissed me off big time. They announced, you know, I had several versions of their, I don't know what they had, of their thing, and they put out, of course, an announcement about one of their, either the video editor or the photo editor or whatever in the hell they had, and it popped up on the screen, you know, and let me know. And at that point I was like, okay, I am not paying any $40 or $50 every few months, which I think I'd been doing. Yeah. And so I go to click this little thing that popped up on the screen, wouldn't go away. I tried everything, wouldn't go away. I forget how I forget what I did. I think then I had to reboot the computer, and then I just forgot about this program. Well, I didn't forget about it, but and then there was a thing that same thing. It was the same thing actually. I forgot, and it popped up, and I had to go through the same thing, find how in the hell, because nothing worked. And I tried a bunch of the, deletion ways or whatever. And so, I'm sorry, I don't want anything to do with them. As far as, because by using that, and maybe it was just stupidity on their part. Maybe their programmer did such, well, we'll have a pop, whatever. Pinnacle, I've heard of it, and probably looked at a little bit about it, but, $100. So let's say it's $100, but or $121. So it's not cheaper at Amazon, But I've heard of the Pinnacle, but I've never purchased it or. Okay, Adobe Premiere Elements. Okay. And look, actually, it's got like a 3.5, and it's Adobe, And it's $99, or you get it for $99 from them or from Amazon. No, I'm not, even though I think I get it for $9 a month. Well, maybe I should try that, although I've had access to it for years and never used, never even tried to use it. Okay, film or more or whatever, I downloaded and messed with it a little bit a few times, and I just couldn't get into it, and I forget why. I should write down in a notebook. So okay, Vegas Pro I've heard is really good, but I think I tried a sample or something of it, and it's too complicated. I mean, it's too much. There's just too much there. I mean, if you're a professional, you want to, learn to use that. Pay $250 for it, and get this other one I never heard of. It's only got a rating of 3. Well, Vegas has only got a rating of 3. Vegas Pro. Okay, that's it. Bummer. Let me do a new search. I actually need something simple. And I don't want a bunch of extra special best free video editors for Windows 22. Oh, excuse me. DaVinci or whatever that is, Resolve. I mean, this looks good. Completely free to use, professional grade video editing, available on Mac and Linux. Oh, it's not available on Windows. Oh, wait a minute, it says also available on Macs and Linux. Or are they saying that it's... Well, this looks good. I think I downloaded it. Okay, this is a KDen Live. I think it's available on... Oh, hell, let's see. I think it's a Linux program, but it works on, will work on Windows too. Let's see. It looks like maybe it's a little complicated to me. Yes, that's my stomach growling. I haven't had any breakfast. I think it looks a little complicated. Like I said, I need it simple. Oh, come on. how to use free Windows 10 video editor, how to use the free Windows Video 11 editor, 6 best free video editing software.
Hi everyone, Kevin here. Today I want to show you my favorite top 5 free video editing software. And when I say free, these truly are free. There are no watermarks, there are no time limitations, none of that. They're just entirely free. And they're also pretty good. When you compare them to paid video editing software, in many cases, these are just as good, if not better.
Okay, here's I'll put a link to this, by the way. The video editing software that he mentioned in the videos, OpenShot, Shotcut, I haven't heard of that one. Kden Live, I think that's apparently, but they have one that sounds like that on Linux. DaVinci Resolve, and I think I just heard him mention that that's really a good one. Well, look at this, okay, he says this is really good, it's free, but then they have the, okay, it's like the Resolve, but then they have the Resolve Studio for $300. I'm going to go ahead and download it. I think I'm sure in the past I probably did. Visual effects, motion graphics, color correction, audio post-production, all in a single software tool for Mac, Windows, and Linux. The $300 program includes everything in the free version plus the neutral engine, stereotype 3D, dozens of extra filters, and actually, I would not need any of those things. But I got a feeling that this might be, I'm going to go ahead and download it. I think I'm too dumb to actually use it. Okay, so I'm going to have to fill out this information. I'm just going to go ahead and end this video, and I thank you very much for watching. By the way, if you have any recommendation, remember, keep it in mind. I'm dumb. Keep it simple. Thank you for watching.